before Mrs. Rogers paid for all that, they didn't have any, they had the piano, the organ, but it didn't have the loudspeakers, and I don't think the pipes were in use.
Yeah.
They were there.
Yeah.
But I don't think they were in use. But that was Mrs. Rogers of
I'm just going to hold this.
Rogers Chocolate paid for that.
Yes.
She put those chimes in there.
So.
And that was in his period of being an organist that she did that.
Do you remember at that time, did people know that it was Mrs. Rogers?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. After her, I think it was after her husband died. I'm not sure about that. But they came to St. Andrew's Church. And she put those chimes and that in St. Andrew's. And then they built a tower on the side of St. Paul's. She did both of those. But she used to, after he died, she used to come to St. Paul's Church. And she had a nephew, Ralph. And he was a real scoundrel. He finally got control of all the money that she had. Got control of power of attorney and everything, all like that. And he ran off with every cent she had. She ended up in a room in a nursing home in James Bay that wouldn't be any bigger than this. That he took every cent she had.
Wow.
And I don't think they ever caught up. I don't know if they went after him or not. I have no idea, but I don't know where he is or whether he's still alive.
So her father,
yes,
my grandfather, was a French polisher, and he made all the cabinets in Rogers Chocolates.
He was
all his cabinets.
He was a French polisher and cabinet maker.
Right.
That was his job, and he furnished that place, Rogers Chocolates. Just as it is today.
He did the tobacconist shop on Government Street.
Is that right?
Hatley Castle. All the staircases
he
in
was
Hatley
a lot.
Castle.
And that was your...
My grandpa heard her
My
dad,
dad.
my dad's dad.
My dad, yeah. Fred Francis Jeweler.
Yes.
He had a place on Yates Street originally, and then he moved over to Douglas Street near the bay.
Yes.
And when he moved in here, that was Dad's work that had furnished that.
Wow.
Near the bay there. When they were building the bay, he had the contract for the furniture on the second floor.
Oh.
Well, my dad was an excellent worker, did beautiful work, but he was no businessman.
Oh.
And I can understand that people of today's world wouldn't know of his world because of his business.
Oh.
There were an awful lot of things he never collected any money for.
Oh.
And he wouldn't let Mother send out a bill. That was a woman had no business in businesses.
Oh.
With all the bits and pieces he had left over, he made a table.
Yeah.
From Hatley Castle, from everywhere. And it is
Hatley Park. When
it
all
is
came
now in Scaha Lake at one of my first cousins.
Oh,
that
sorry.
table.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's all inlaid and everything with all the bits and pieces.
Around the border were the piano keys of the first piano that came to Victoria. He came in, I think it was 1898 Dad came. I'm not sure of the year. Anyway.
Okay.
It isn't Dad we're here
No.
to discuss.
Just briefly explain how St. Paul's fits into it all.
Well, now, St. Paul's was a church on the corner of Mary and Henry Street, right beside St. Saviour's, just up the street from St. Saviour's.
In Esquimalt.
And that was the Presbyterian church. It was built way, way back. And when they had the breakup to form the United Church, when all that happened, the Presbyterian got together a little tighter in working together. And every Christmas or New Year's Day, they used to have the Sunday schools. From all the Sunday schools, there would be Gorge, Erskine, St. Paul's, Hollywood,
Knox,
and Souk,
and St. Andrews.
And St. Andrews. They would all be together in St. Andrews Church and put on a program. Each church had to submit one item. It would be either that particular Sunday school would sing a song or recite a scripture or something, or a poem of some kind, something like that. And they used to have that place absolutely packed upstairs and down at that time. When Dawn and Rita
That's my parents.
her parents got married when the children were small. They got married. They took the children to Sunday school there because of Mrs. Sanders, a woman that was there. And from that time on, we were closer connected to them.
So in the 50s, my family started going to St. Andrews.
They were there all the time. And when St. Andrews, St. Paul's closed, I went for a time to, I can't remember the name.
Parkdale Evangelical?
Yeah. Evangelical Free Church on Talmy Street. And then I got playing the piano and the organ for the Memorial Pavilion. That was for their church services they had on Sunday. And then they'd call me for funerals and weddings and different things like that. But I played there for 25 years. And in that time, Dawn and Rita were in St. Andrews, and the girls were pretty well grown up. Well, I could go to the Memorial Pavilion and then go downtown to St. Andrews to the service. I couldn't go to the other one there on Talmy because they moved their church service time from 11 o'clock up till 10. And I was playing the organ at 10 o'clock, so I couldn't go back there. So and since then I've been at St. Andrews a while. But,
so she's probably been at St. Andrews over 50 years, but if you consider she's 100, you know.